I swam after the whitefish. I couldn't wait to tell them about the meatballs so that they would let me play with them. Finding the whitefish was easy. The shiny whitefish were laughing loudly, playing with the ball again. "Whitefish!" I hallooed. "I am happy to let you know that I decided not to eat fish and I would like to be your friend." The whitefish dispersed like frightened flies. "Come on, stay. I am not dangerous anymore." "Yeah, and we are to believe such a scoundrel, right?" snapped one silver spoon at me. "Your mother also promised, and how many did she throttle?" "My mummy was nice. She never met Eugene the carp and hadn't tasted the meatballs." I didn't even finish and the whitefish were gone. I looked sadly at their rainbow inflatable ball. The whitefish had already sealed the hole I had made last time. I swam to the ball slowly and stroked it guiltily. Then my huge pike eyes filled with tears. I cried through the whole evening and fell asleep thoroughly alone. The next day, I headed to the lake dump. I felt ashamed when I remembered how I'd scattered the common rudd's rubbish. I realised that they did not collect them for themselves, but for all those lake inhabitants who wanted a clean home. I stopped a short way from a pipe. The common rudd weren't tidying up this time. They were gazing at some knotted bag. I narrowed my eyes and realised that there was a fish inside. A small common rudd was helplessly crashing into the plastic walls of the bag, just like a little fish crashes against the glass of an aquarium and cannot get out. I decided to save him. I swept my tail fin and came all the way to the bag, the common rudd all shrieking furiously. The poor captive gawked at me in terror from behind the plastic bag. I smiled at him as nicely as I could when the words Eugene the carp told me flashed through my mind. "It doesn't matter that you have teeth, Madeleine. What is important is what you use them for." So I bared my teeth and bit through the bag. The common rudd didn't wait for anything and gave me the slip. "Wait, I didn't want to eat," I shouted after him, but he didn't hear me anymore. I dropped down to the rubbish and burst out crying. Then I picked up one of the black sacks thoughtlessly and started cleaning. I spent the whole night cleaning until I fell asleep, exhausted. When I opened my eyes, my head resting on the waste sack, I saw the common rudd. They encircled me and scrutinised me gratefully. "Thank you for saving me," said the common rudd from the plastic bag. "Not at all," I answered quietly. "My name is Madeleine, and I want to tell you that I am not dangerous anymore, even though I am a pike." I started talking, and the common rudd listened. Eventually, I spent the whole week with them. I did cleaning, cleaned the bottom of the lake, and together we plugged up the smelly pipe, which brought dirty water in with mud. Every day I ate Eugene's meatball, and the common rudd soon understood they don't need to fear me. I was leaving them happy and full of hope. My life started changing for the better. I was swimming throughout the lake, cheerfully enjoying the sun, when suddenly I came across a crying stone. I swam around it curiously and found a tiny bream sobbing behind it. He was Pete. I felt sorry for him. I wiped away his tears, but he recognised me at once and shrieked out, You are that pike that made fun of me last time. Yes, I admitted, but now I am going to take you to your mummy and daddy. How come you got lost? I wanted to be alone. Why? I worry about my stutter. Don't worry about it anymore. The stutter actually makes you unique, the one and only. And perhaps it will disappear sometime. You'll see. We swam to a place where the bream lived, and I told Pete about my decision not to eat fish. Pete! Pete! His parents rushed to us as soon as they spotted us. They grabbed their strayed son and started cuddling him. Why are you bringing that toothy monster here? They went off grumpily. She can eat someone here. Madeleine doesn't eat fish anymore, Pete told them, and told them my whole story. Okay then, the bream's parents said. Thank you, Madeleine, for bringing Pete back to us. And fins crossed during your search for friends. I grinned at them, very pleased, and shook fins with them as a token of our friendship. Aren't you afraid to get dirty from our slime? Mr. Bream reminded me bitingly. Well, all fish are slimy, I grinned at him and shook Pete's parents' fins heartily. I spent a week with the bream as well, and when I said goodbye to them, I headed to the other side of the lake. There I swam into overgrown shallows and started cutting grass. When I finished the third heap, I decided to call in the grass carp and invite them for a feast. We don't want anything from you, grumbled the low-back water plant lovers. Please, I tried to persuade them and grinned at them with my teeth, green from grass. I cut them for you. No. I swam to Matthew and urged him heartbreakingly to at least taste it. I also apologised to him for biting him so maliciously last time I saw him. After long hesitation, Matthew picked some from one heap. The remaining grass carp grumbled a bit longer, but eventually also started grazing. I watched them with love, relieved. They looked cute like scaly sheep. In the evening, I sank into the mud next to Matthew, tired out, and asked him if he would want to talk to me. Okay then, muttered Matthew. And what about the other grass carp? Them too, but give them more time. I fixed my eyes on the stars twinkling above the water and sighed. I miss my mummy. Be glad you had a chance to know her, said Matthew. We grass carp grew up without parents. How come? I wondered. You know, Madeleine, we come all the way from the north and we cannot reproduce here in the lake naturally. Hearing his words, I suddenly felt grateful. Grateful for having the chance to know my mummy and to have been able to spend one wonderful year by her side. The grass carp eventually took me in, and I prepared heaps of watergrass for these hungry, herbivorous creatures every day. But something drew me to Jonah the catfish again. Perhaps believing that he might not be as mean as when we had first met, or perhaps the hope that I might be able to change him, just as I have managed to change myself. I said goodbye to the grass carp and set off to see him. Everyone was smiling at me during my journey across the lake, apart from those whitefish. These small sparkling fish couldn't overcome their hatred and fear. And I felt sorry about that, for the desire to play and catch with them was actually the main reason for changing. "Disappear, you teethy monster," they bellowed, and even threw stones at me. At the very end of the day, when I went to sleep next to an old rusty saucepan, a duck swam overhead. It was the same duck I had bitten that nastily some time ago. Her right leg was still blotted by a semicircle of red dots. The feathered mummy was followed by her waddling ducklings again. They were squeaking sweetly, zigzagging one next to another like small paper boats. I counted them quickly and found out in surprise that there were only 3 of them. Weren't there 8 of them last time? I was thinking where the other 5 had disappeared to, but the desire for sleep was stronger and overpowered me.